Yes, I'm coming in now. Yep. Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning. I just want to point a little thing out. We're starting with chess, but if you find that the stream is helpful for, whether we're doing chess or politics or even Bible study, you are welcome to contribute to the site. I do 3 hours a day, but by profession, I'm a maths and science teacher, and I do tutoring after school as well. At the moment, it's holidays, and I won't be going back, having sort of semi-retired, but still need a little bit of an income. So anything you can contribute would be gratefully received. I really enjoy being on the site, I must say. Thank you for everybody that is so incredibly supportive. You are just awesome, amazing. So yeah, if you enjoy it, you can see how at the top here you just scroll down, and down below you can give me a tip if you wish. You're welcome to do that. So let's go on to the main here. As I say, I'm new to this, and my first stream was last Thursday, and really enjoyed that. Started at 2 a.m. in the morning because my mate Mason set me up with this. So yeah, I'm just learning a little bit at a time how to go about the streaming. But Mason set me up with this, and he's done an awesome job. So I just want to give a shout out to him. So today we're going to do an hour of chess, online chess. Some I expect to win, perhaps most, and I might lose 1 or 2 games. But if you're new to chess, or if it's some of the insights as I talk through might be useful to you. So just hang in there. I'll just beg your pardon, onto main here. There we go. Just bringing up the chess board. I won't log in. I will play online. I'll go in as a guest. So let's do that. Let's go in as a guest here. I'll do the intermediate. And there we have it. And we'll make it this time a 15-minute. I wonder if there's something further that can be done here. No, it looks like 10-minute is my max. Custom game, maybe. No, I can't customize unless I log in. So I'm going to make the 10-minute game. That's fine. And play. There we are. Another guest has come on board. Don't believe these numbers here. That 700 could be anything, and my one will be 1200 because I'm just new. I don't think that 700 actually applies. I'm going to just do the standard procedure. So nothing new. Quite typically they'll move that pawn there up here, and it's called the Queen's Gambit. When you sacrifice that pawn for some advantage. This is not the Queen's Gambit, obviously. This is the knight guarding or attacking that pawn. Not that anything will come of it, because my queen is also guarding that pawn. So it's quite safe. So I'm just going to reciprocate. I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring out my bishop. One of the things that you've got to watch out for. Now I am going to stop his knight coming down to there. See that? Because his bishop is attacking that one. And if he could bring his knight to there, then he's got two pieces attacking that, and it would be a bit of an uncomfortable game. So I'm going to also bring out that knight. Might move the pawn forward in a minute, but I'd like the bishop out as well. We'll see how we go with that. All right. I can't do much there, but what I will do is bring that knight there and attack his bishop. See what he does. He may move it, he may not. What I just did there is not generally good practice, moving the same piece twice in the opening. However, if I can, I'd rather get rid of his bishops and keep mine, because two bishops can be very powerful in the endgame. So we'll remove that one for him. Bye-bye bishop. And bring my bishop to here. See that? He might push that forward. Do that. I don't think so, but there we are. Now I can move that one. He can come out to put me in check, but it's a sort of purposeless exercise. I'll take that. Thank you. See, I've got 1, 2, 3, that pawn there, 3 pieces attacking the one that he moved forward. He's only got 2 defending, so that pawn and this pawn. I'd like to keep my bishop, so I will bring in the knight. He can take, I'll take it back. Pardon me. And we'll see where that goes. So he now has an isolated queen's pawn. That pawn can't be defended by other pawns. He's going to have to defend that one with his pieces rather than his pawns. Okay, now he's left that pawn undefended as well. Will I take it? And the answer is yes, I will. And his rook, he'll move his rook to here, attacking my bishop. And then I will retreat my bishop. And where am I going to retreat to? I'll probably do it here, because that is a nice, strong position for my bishop. It's defended by the pawn. He hadn't got a white bishop to attack it. The only thing he can attack it with is his knight, and you have to do 2 moves before he can get there to attack. So he could move there, then there, and finally he could attack. But by then I've moved several pieces. Now I've got to just watch it, because that rook can attack that. So if I move the bishop and castle, he's got all his pieces nicely lined up in that way. So what I'll do is, what am I going to do? I'm going to move that pawn as well. Yes, I am. Or simply this one. I'll move this one. Yep, that's the one. Then he can't move his bishop there, you see. Okay. Now the castling, so that... Let's see what he'll do. Yeah, I'll go here and then set a trap for him. If he goes there, I'm going to bring the bishop out to here, and then if he takes my rook, I'll move my bishop there, and you'll notice his queen and his king are lined up. So I'm going to set a little trap for him right here. You know? So if he takes my bishop, that's fine. I'll take it back with the queen. If he takes my rook, the bishop goes here and he's lost his queen. And he fell right into the trap. There we go. The bishop now lines his queen, his king up, and he's going to lose his queen. Mind you, he's going to get a bishop and a rook for the sake of his queen. And he might even... yeah, so I've got to be very careful here. Okay, well, goodbye queen. Check. Boom. And goodbye bishop. Yep, so he made a crucial mistake there. He should have left his bishop there and simply taken my bishop with his queen. And then that would have opened up the rook file, after he moved the knight, of course, with a threat of check. What am I going to do? I'm going to castle. There we go. The same side as he did. That pawn was open. I could have taken it, but his knight is guarding that rook as well. Yeah, that would have been a good move. That would have been fine. But putting the king to safety is also sound policy. Okay, now, how am I going to get him in checkmate? Let's take a look. I think rook forward and across to have him in check might be the idea. I'll do the rook forward. Then I might bring the bishop here to stop his king running away so that he only has that direction to go. On the other hand, his knight there will will bring safety to his king as well. So yes, I'll do the rook there, the rook move first, and then across. Oh, he's given up. There we are. That's our first game. I made 0 mistakes and 1 blunder. Interesting, 1 blunder. We can do a game review. Might just do that because no, I've got to sign up. I do have an account which I'll sign into at some stage. But right now, let's take a look at what we had left. He had 6 minutes left. I had a little over 6 minutes left, and we completed the game in 20 moves. Notice that? We both castled. Those 3 zeros there are castling. That's castling. And yes, he gave up because he just fell into that trap that I mentioned before. Okay, let's try a new game. Let's see where we go here. Same again. Yep, that's good. Let's play. Just 8 minutes. Here we go. Oh, is it the same guest? He's on 700. Could be the same one. This time I'll do the same as him. I think this one's called the English Open. I'm not that hot on opening moves. That's because I'm not that disciplined in doing this. Yeah, I was chess champ at our school. That was Kelston Boys High School many, many years ago. And number 2 was Robert Smith. Now, he was disciplined, I tell you. So he carried on with chess, and eventually Robert became New Zealand champion. I think he's an IM. I'm not sure. I have to check that. But yeah, he became chess champ. I'm attacking his knight. He's got a choice. He can move back or he can take my knight. If he takes my knight, then he's wasted his moves. He didn't. Now I'm going to move that pawn forward to stop that bishop coming to there. Yeah, as I say, chess has always been an interest for me. It's never been my one interest. I enjoy things like table tennis and badminton and tennis. At the moment, frisbee golf. Loving frisbee golf. You want to see those guys play frisbee golf online. They are astounding. The world champs. You know, Paul Macbeth and Ricky Wysocki, and you know, there's a number of them that are absolute amazing. You take a look at the tricky situations that they get themselves out of. It just blows my mind. Anyway, I'll move that there. So frisbee golf, regular golf, I quite enjoy a game every now and then. Not that I'm any great stuff at that, but yeah, I just enjoy a whole lot of different activities. But one of my greatest passions, I should say my greatest passion, is the scriptures, is the Bible. And just telling people about the good news of Jesus Christ. I just love what God has done to restore a relationship between us and himself. That he would bless us with a sacrifice when we, even though we were sinners. The Bible says that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. It says, actually, that's Romans 5. He says, look, for a righteous man, some might die. Well, hardly die. For a good man, some might dare to die. But while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. While we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Aren't we a blessed people? This is an interesting opening. We just get rolling out all our big guns right in the centre of the wood, which is sensible. Getting your rooks to the centre is a good strategy, guys. Very good strategy. We can do that. Hey, for you guys that are Christians, be unashamed of being a Christian. I know mainstream media, which really has unfortunately become a ministry of propaganda, they call Christians bigots, and they'll take, they'll give examples of that with people holding up hate signs for the gay community and so on. That's not what Christians are. We're not like that at all. If you take a look at worldwide, the ones who are bringing relief to those who have HIV and AIDS, 40%, fully 40% of those agencies are Christian agencies. There's, where things fall apart for people, the Christians are there to pick the pieces up. Now, what am I doing with the bishop here? You see that square there? There we go. You see this square right here? That I've now got one piece there. I've got that pawn, 2, 3 pieces on that. Now, he also has 1, 2, 3 pieces defending that. So if I push that pawn forward, that's interesting. He's going after that pawn now, you see. And what'll I do? What will I do? Do I want to save that? Yes, I really do want to save that. So if I bring no, I can't. I can't bring that because he's just going to push that pawn forward. And that's a shame. That's a little bit of a shame. I do want to keep that one. Let's see what we can do about that. I've got 7 minutes left. He's got 6:32. Okay. I'm going to take it off. Okay. It's sad because it means I lose a bishop for a knight, which I generally don't like to do. Okay. Now he's only got 1, 2 pieces on that position there, and I now have 3 because of my queen, my pawn, and my knight. So he takes, I take it back. He takes, I take it with my queen or my knight. See that? And all is well. Now I'm going to leave that because if he takes it, he's doubled up his pawns there and he's doubled up his pawns there. So that is absolutely fine. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to take that bishop to there. Yes, I am. You see, if I move that bishop back to there and the rook and the that queen up, then I can attack that. Okay, that's fine. So this knight also has the opportunity of heading over there into that eventually. Not while these two are lined up here, but certainly otherwise. Let's take a look at what I can do here. I'm going to take that, am I? Yes, I am. I'm going to take that. He might just take this. It's a possibility. No, he didn't. So that rook will have to... I can't do that yet. Okay. So what am I going to do? I'm going to bring that bishop there. Yes, I am. That queen, sorry. The queen guards the pawn against that bishop. The bishop could have taken that pawn. The queen now guards it. And also, you see, if I was going to guard that pawn with the rook, then that rook would have come charging down here and whipped that one off, and he'd have a double attack on that, which I wasn't that keen on. But now, yeah, okay. So he's done that. He's actually playing very well. I'm going to put that there, and that'll guard this pawn. And then I can move this rook to the center. That's the way to go. He's likely to move his rook there and claim that open file for himself. I'll do the same. Okay. Okay. He didn't do that. I could do that. Do I want to do that? Not particularly. I might just move that across one. Yeah, that looks promising. Oh. Yeah, my next move should be across to there. I thought he was going to take that. I will now go there and challenge that. If you can get a rook on an open file, then you're doing well. So whenever the opposition does that, challenge that with a rook of your own. And if he swaps, then you've got the open file. See? And he did. He swapped. So now I have the open file. Okay, what's he up to? Oh, he might just be up to sacrificing his bishop there for advantage. All right. Well, I'll just cover that with my king. There we go. That knight stops his bishop going there. And so on. So that's all good. And that is an interesting move too. Danger is he takes it, I take it with the queen, and then that pawn is gone, you see. So I'm going to block that. No, I'm not. I'm going to do this. Yes, I am. And when I take it, I can take the pawn and all is well. That's it. Okay, let's see where that goes. He can take it, I take it back. And then if he takes that pawn, which is possible, that's good, I'm still going to take that. If he takes that pawn, then I take his. And I thought he might. And now he can't go here to mess with me. Thought he hadn't looked that far ahead. That's actually a very good move. Bomb, do I want to sacrifice my bishop? Question. I could sacrifice the bishop. Let me think. I've got 2 minutes left. Could lose this game at this rate. Let's take a look what's going to happen. He can take that. Boom, 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 boom. And I don't have any comeback on that. I'm going to move there, see what he does. Will he bother with it? Great question. 2:27. I need to move things along because he's still got 3.5 minutes. So what he does, I will go check up there and take his bishop if that's the way it's going to go. That's okay. I'm good with that. He might simply bring that up. Yeah, I thought that would be the case. In which case I'll go there and then push that forward. And I'm pretty much forced to take that, so I will. And I'll take that. And I'll push that forward. And we've got bishops of opposite colour. And I'm thinking it's likely that we will end up with a drawn game. He's got no inlet there. If I go here and there, he can bring that back, but I can push. No, I can't. He's got a way in. He has. In the meantime, I can go there and take that. And he's running out of time, just like me. So, yeah, bishop back, take that. He might bring his king forward. I think that's likely. Then I'll do this. And I'll offer him a draw. He's down to 133. He'll lose if he doesn't accept it. He's going to lose a pawn. One or the other. Might move his bishop there. I would say it's likely. Ah, okay. I'll take that with my king then. It's down to 30 seconds. I've still got a minute 30. Accept the draw? No. Yeah, okay. He's got 2 seconds. He would lose, but because it's a drawn situation, I'll accept the draw. Okay, just being nice here. 2 seconds left. Okay, so when you're playing these games that are 5 minute, 10 minute, 2 minute, you can play bullet 1 minute. You have to think fast. And I've had a bit of practice, especially with the 3 minute games. But keep in mind your time. So if you're playing in a competition, if I was playing in a competition, trying to win the competition, I would have just carried on playing, because while there is the opportunity of winning, in other words, a pawn, there's still a pawn on the board that can become a queen, and the other person runs out of time, then you win the game, regardless of material being equal. You'll notice material here is equal. We've both got 2 pawns and a bishop. And to be honest, with opposite coloured bishops and equal material at the end of the game, it's virtually assured that it will be a drawn game. Unless time runs out. And yep, this guest, his time would have run out. I would have won the game, but because I'm not in a tournament, it's not important for me to win this game. So when he offered that draw, I offered him a draw first. When he offered the draw, I accepted in this case. There was no real way for me to win this one. What I was thinking of doing was bringing the bishop there, for example, and he might have moved that. Oh, no, I wasn't going to bring that over to there. Okay, so just moving back again, one space. I was thinking what I could do before I start is, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, no, there was no way of progress here. The idea I was having was to get the bishop, and if he did something like that, for example, to get my bishop, and just imagine, to get it to there, so that's nice and safe. And then while he's moving this, to get the king to the pawn there and simply block it, you see, eventually. But of course, he would get in between. His danger is that this pawn is a free pawn and it could run away to become a queen. But I would just block that one, and then he'd move his bishop backwards and forwards. It's a drawn game. There's no way either of us can make any progress here, really, especially if our kings remain stationary. So there you have it. There you have it. It's now 9:41. I think we have time for a new one, and that's fine. Let's have another game. And I've got a different guest. He's on 800. I don't know what value they give to me might be on 1200. But anyway, I'm going to play. Your standard move often is e4, pawn to king 4. It's e4. By the old notation, you'd say pawn, the pawn goes to king 1, king 2, king 3, king 4. But you can see the E, the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. The first pawn move can be 2 forward, or like my opposition here has done, 1 forward, but he hasn't grabbed the center. So what I'm going to do is grab the center. If you can control those 4 squares, you're doing well. Now, bringing that bishop in does put pressure. He helps to control that square, and he's attacking this one. And this one is unprotected, so I'll now protect it with my bishop. Bishop now protects that pawn. He's not going to take it. But you'll notice something. If he moves that pawn forward while his bishop is there, and I took it, he could then come sliding in and take that unprotected pawn, and then I'd lose my rook. So that would be an interesting little move for him to take. Having said that, he could do that, but then I'd move my queen out. Sorry, yep, but the pawn would be here. That pawn would be there. I'd move my queen out, check. And the only way that he can get out of trouble is by moving that pawn forward. I'd take that. If he took it back, I'd get his rook. And if he didn't, then my next move would then become checkmate. Anyway, there we have it. So he's moved that pawn there for some reason. I don't know why. It blocks everything. So can I take advantage of that? Maybe. But right now I'm going to bring that knight out. And he's doing that. I'm going to castle. He's taken his bishop off that powerful diagonal and blocked it in. I don't know why he's done that. But anyway, I'm going to grab more of the center. Like that, and bring that bishop out so that he can't move that pawn. See that? Okay, now I'm going to block this in completely. No, I'm not just yet. I'm going to bring that one forward because I've got a massive attack lined up here against where his king is. And then I'm going to bring this one to guard that pawn. Let's see what he does from there. Because my next move I want is this one here. Although I'm going to do that first. That puts pressure on on that diagonal. I will take it. No, okay. That's interesting. That's interesting because now he's given me his rook, you see. Rook for bishop. A rook is worth 5 points. A bishop is worth 3. Is he threatening anything here? Absolutely not. So yes, I will just remove that rook for him. That gives me a 2-point advantage. Then I'm going to move that pawn forward. I want to open this diagonal. I want to open this one up. He's here now. That doesn't do anything. No, it doesn't. And I will also. What am I going to do here as well? Yeah, I just want to open things up. So if he takes this one, that's all good. He took that instead. That's absolutely fine. I'll take that. Let's see what he does with it. His imagination is that he's going to take that. But what he perhaps is not realizing is that this knight is guarding that. So I'm quite safe. Let's see where we go with this. I'm going to take that. He'll take it back. And then I can go check over here. He must take it, otherwise he loses a piece. And he's starting to realize he can't take that for checkmate because my knight is there. And I've only got 6.5 minutes. He's got 8.5 minutes. So he's been hurrying through for this 10-minute game. I think my last opponent was a little stronger than this one. See, that pawn can take 1, 2. So he's going to have to take that back, I'm thinking. I can't see any brilliancies coming through. Notice also that bishop is stuck behind that pawn. If he opens it up, that'll be different, but that rook is stuck in the corner. Whereas all of my pieces, almost all of my pieces, are active. Active pieces means that you can get them into the game very quickly. Good morning, Christy. So I'm just waiting for him to take that. I don't know what his hold-up is. Okay. When you start off on chess.com, I think you start off on 1,000. Could be wrong, might be 1,200. But yeah, whenever you start up, they will start you off. And you can lose points from that 1,000. This one's gone down to 800, which is surprising because he or she is not that bad a player. But obviously not keen on making a move right now. Owen's defense. That's interesting. I don't know Owen's defense. As I say, I'm not that up to play with openings. Openings are not my strength. Pardon me. And now he's getting down to the time that I had. Yeah. I'm not offline, am I? I'm pretty sure things are still going, and I won. All right, game abandoned. And that's the nice thing about these 10-minute games. They don't make you wait the whole 10 minutes before you go. But what the opponent did there, in abandoning the game rather than in resigning, is bad manners in chess. So if you're starting in chess, don't just walk away from the game in anger because you're losing. Show a little respect to your opponent and simply resign. It's okay to lose a game here or there. I do it all the time. All right, let's play another one. We've got 10 minutes, so yep, we should be able to get a game done. This is a guest on 700. I don't know if it's the same one I was playing against before. Probably not, because there's a huge number of people that are online. So let's continue. I'm going to bring that one in. You see, if I bring my bishop to there, to here, and he moves the pawn forward, it attacks the bishop. And then if I'm foolish, I'll move the bishop back to there, and then he can move that pawn forward. Oops, I didn't mean to move the bishop there, but there we go. He's going to move... No, he's not. Interesting. Okay. All right. I'm going to move that, because then I can move the bishop back to here if necessary. Let's see what he does. All right, I'll move it forward. And that threatens his knight. And then I can take that one. And that one. And I've claimed the center for myself, you see. And he brings his queen out, but I'm happy to simply block that, developing another piece. See that? I'm developing another piece here. And my next move could be, for example, the pawn forward, but likely I'll castle. I'd like to move the pawn forward because that blocks that pawn from moving. So yes, the pawn forward attacks the queen, even though he's attacking my bishop. I'd rather take his queen and he takes my bishop because a queen is worth 9 points and a bishop's only 3. Okay, I'll whip that one off. Of course, I forgot that he's got that lined up there. But what he's forgotten is that I can now attack his rook. and he's going to move across to there. I'm going to move my bishop into there, and that way the rook is gone. See that? He can't move his rook anywhere without my bishop, one of my bishops, taking it. So he'll just leave it there. He'll develop something else, and I'll whip off his rook. He might make the knight there and take that bishop. He wouldn't take that bishop. He'll take this one first, otherwise I'll take that one. So things are looking up for me. I'll just attack that. He's giving me more. He could move the pawn forward, and that gives him space. So I'm going to go there rather than move the pawn, take it with the knight. Otherwise, he'd give himself some space for his rook. Now his rook is indeed in trouble. He'd be better. Okay, that's a good move. That is a good move. So he's lining up there. I can take that and he takes it back, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take that. Now, I could sacrifice that bishop and grab a pawn, which means he takes that. But what that does is open up this row for his bishop, and then he can come across. So no, I'm simply going to take that. All right, and that bishop can now take this pawn, but I'm going to castle and bring the rook across. My king is very safe. Notice behind the 3 pawns. He hadn't got much firepower to attack it. I'll go check right there. He may move his bishop back to block. No, he didn't. So I will continue attacking with my other pieces. I'm attacking his bishop now. Okay, and I will move here because I want to activate that rook. You may move the king along and start attacking this. That's okay too. But he can't castle anymore because he's moved his king. Okay, I'll take that. Now I'm going to move the bishop here, and that's for a good reason, because I can then move my rook all the way down to the bottom, put him in check, and take his rook here. On the other hand, he can block it. Yep, there we are, he's blocked it. But that's okay. I will still threaten that, and his king is stuck where it is, you see. That's the nice thing. And even if he moves the rook across, I'll swap. He'll take it with the king, and then I've got his knight. Now he can't take my bishop here because then he would be in check from my rook. So he can't take the bishop. It's trapped. Let's see where we go with this. I can put him in check. Yeah, no, I'm not going to bother. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up an extra piece. I need another piece in action. So I'm going to move it there. He'll move his... No, he won't. He's not going to. I'll move there and it... Oh, he's got my rook. It's something I didn't see. It's okay. I'm going to move there. We still are equal on pawns now. 4 pawns each. A knight, a bishop, and a rook each. So he can take my bishop, of course, and I'll take him back. And we are dead equal. Now I'll take that and move there. Now I've got to be careful I don't move my rook off the back rank. Otherwise the king can be checkmated by his rook on the back rank, you see. I'm going to decimate his rooks first. See where I go with that. He'd like to line his rook up on this row because his bishop is also on this row. Okay. Don't want him to take that. but I like my open file here, so I'm going to go here and guard. It's safe because that bishop is on white and my pawns are on black, and he can't get to the back row here. I'm going to have to make an escape hatch for myself, and that'll be pushing that pawn forward. I might push it forward too. Yes. 2 forward. Now if he moves that pawn forward and I take and he comes down check, I simply go over here. Boom. And I go there. See? Safe as houses. You'll probably go and attack. Okay. No, I'm not keen on you doing that. I'll go there. He's going to come behind and attack that pawn. Ooh, no, he's not. Not right now. He's going there. So I'll bring my king up and attack him. The threat there, guys, was that because that pawn was pinned, he might come down and take that. And that wasn't going to happen, though. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. I'm going to have to let that one go, but I'll pick up another pawn right here, see? Now, there's a little bit of a trap here. He's going to take that. And then I'm going to attack. Oh, okay. Never mind. He wasn't interested in that. I'm going to go there and attack his bishop. Yep. And take it. Now you'll notice that all he has is a rook and a king. I've got all of this firepower. So one of these pawns is definitely going to become a queen. I've still got 5 minutes, so there's plenty of time. I'm just going to move this forward as I can. I'm going to move the rook behind. It's quite safe. And yeah. That's okay. I'll go down there. He can take it. I'll take it back. If he doesn't take it, there's my queen. Check. And now I simply move my king forward. Whichever way he moves, I'll move the opposite way. And then I'll shepherd this pawn all the way down. And he can't stop this pawn going all the way now because my king is there. He can't take it. So I'll just take that. He's allowed to take my pawn here. That's okay. I don't mind that. And that becomes a queen. And that's been shepherded all the way. Now I'm going to block him in. See, when I go here, it stops him going past this point and stops him going past this point. And so what's going to happen now, because he's in that position, there are only 2 places he can go. There and there. If he goes there, I simply go, I can checkmate him now right there, and I can checkmate him right there. Doesn't matter which way. There we are. Hey, it's 10 o'clock, and it's time we moved on to a little bit of scripture. So I'm going to take a break, guys, so that this becomes a stream on its own. And thank you, Donnie, for joining us for this one. I'll enter that. Yeah, hey, if you want to do us a favor, just click a follow, because if I can get up to 50 followers, I can start earning a little money on the site. So, hey, great to see you. Anyway, I'm going to go off this one, and I'll be back shortly. So just let me go to ending the stream. Give me 5, I'll be back.